I'm Haley Taylor, and you're listening to the Rough Draft Diaries. It's the day before Thanksgiving, which means it's time for another holiday special here on the Rough Draft Diaries, our Thanksgiving special, to be exact. Now, in previous years, we've met with local chefs who have taught us a dinner recipe to share with family and friends. But this year, we're doing something slightly different. We're going to head into the bar and make some holiday cocktails. Now, holiday cocktails are not a huge staple to my family gatherings. My mom does have a killer glühwein recipe, which is essentially mulled wine. But outside of that, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm going to meet with someone who does know what they're doing. It's Andrew Newby, the CEO of Toledo Spirits.
Obviously, bar, kitchen.
Ooh, you can smell it already.
Yeah. Yep.
As you get back here. Andrew's giving me a tour of the Bellwether. Well, the Bellwether is the cocktail bar. We're going kind of behind the bar and the kitchen and to the distillery to see where everything's made.
This is a 250-gallon steam-jacketed pot still. It is currently making Heart of Gold's straight vodka. And what we're standing kind of in between is the two sides of the equation. We're putting a bunch of heat into it over here, and we're then pulling all that heat out of it over here. The two steps of the process, really.
Andrew sounds like a natural, but owning a distillery and a bar came as a complete surprise to him. This building, which used to be a factory, was up for sale in 2001. Andrew bought the space for his software company, Avatar, and then realized they were only utilizing 1/10 of the building. So about 3 years later, they opened Toledo Spirits on the bottom floor. Then, after Ohio amended its liquor control laws, Toledo Spirits was able to open its own cocktail bar in 2017, right in the same building where the liquor is being created. Location means everything to Andrew. The Bellwether and Toledo Spirits is located just north of downtown, in an area called Lower Town.
It really makes sense as far as where we're located. Vistula as Toledo's first neighborhood, that Vistula and Port Lawrence got together to create Toledo, and Vistula really became that first residential neighborhood. The history of what's going on down here, Toledo's roots are here, but also just the opportunity of downtown as we continue to see the urban density increase, being able to pull it this direction. We've got a lot of available space, we've got great residential, we have kind of a perfect balance there to tie the residential back into downtown.
Andrew is passionate about Toledo and passionate about creating spaces where art and community can thrive. I mean, especially during the holidays. The day before Thanksgiving is often tagged as one of the most busiest days for restaurants and bars, as many people are celebrating the arrival of family, or people are trying to prep themselves to survive the arrival of family.
Yeah, there's nothing better than going to the bar after you've been hanging out with your family all day. But it is still that space where, my two partners and I were all dads, so we've been thinking about that space where you can bring your kids and it's okay. It doesn't feel like the way we think about a bar. I think a lot of times in the community, it's different than that. Yeah.
So we've been talking about family and community and a little bit about Toledo Spirits, but now the moment you've all been waiting for, time to make some holiday cocktails. So I'm going to pass it off to Ashley, who's a bartender here at the Bellwether.
Okay, so I'm going to make a vodka sour with our Heart of Glass strawberry vodka. It's a very simple build. We're going to do 2 ounces of the vodka.
If you don't have a way of measuring ounces, just know that 1 ounce equals 2 tablespoons.
3/4 ounce of lemon juice.
Ashley mentioned that using freshly squeezed lemon juice is your best bet. The next step is adding 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. You can buy that, but you can also make it as well. Just equal parts sugar and water. You put it on the stove, heat it up until the sugar dissolves, and then let it cool.
And I'm just going to add some ice to the shaker. You really want to shake it for at least 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds.
Ashley then double strains the drink from the mixer to the glass. There's a strainer already attached to the mixer, and then she uses a separate one just hovering over the glass.
And there you have it. Super simple, delicious strawberry vodka. Super easy, doesn't take a lot of cost or time to put together. Very easy to whip up for anybody.
Now, I, of course, couldn't leave Bellwether until I asked what Andrew was making this year for his holiday gatherings.
Similar to what Ashley's making for us right now, but gin, lime, simple syrup, and then split to lighten it up as a punch with like a club soda or even like a 7-Up or something like that. Maybe a little bit of ginger in there as well. And then especially around the holidays, I like to bring in additional botanical. So bringing in some thyme or bringing in some rosemary.
So wait, how do you do that?
Usually either as a temporary infusion into the bottle. So taking the bottle, dropping a sprig of rosemary into it, or as just part of the garnish, depending upon how aromatic the botanical actually is. So again, rosemary is a really great aromatic. It's kind of strong, so you can actually just take a sprig of that and put that in the cocktail, and you'll get it on the nose as well. For something a little bit more intense, putting it directly into the bottle the day beforehand or even a few hours beforehand.
Well, as we bring this special to a close, I want to share with you how we closed our time at the Bellwether. Another bartender named Adam was working on a new drink. It was an apple cider bourbon mixture. Adam and Andrew were test tasting the third iteration of the drink as we were wrapping up the shoot.
What did you do differently for this one?
Just taste it and tell me what you think.
It's what you guys do all day.
It is. This is a.
So wait, what would be the name for it?
Oh God, you're really putting me on the spot.
I know.
Rough Draft.
Rough Draft Cider?
Rough Draft Cider.
There you go.
Rough Draft Cider.
Done. What an honor to have a drink inspired by my show. Take it. I'll be looking for that drink, Bellwether. And I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you stay tuned for the next episode of the Rough Draft Diaries.